Okay, so guys, we're talking about multiplication number stories again today, and for this one, you can use array. You can use an array, and you can use counters to kind of help you see what's happening. So for this story, it says that Mrs. Kwan has 3 boxes of scented markers, and each box has 8 markers. So how many markers does she have? Well, if I were going to make an array using those numbers, with counters, I would set it up so that I was going to have 3 rows, because it says right here, 3 boxes of scented markers. Okay, and then I would go ahead and I would put 8 in each row, because these would be just like a box of markers. So I'd have 8 in my first row. Okay, so yesterday when we talked about this, we kind of drew it out on the chart. So I'd put 8 in this row. Whoops, can't quite see it all. Move it over a little bit. Then I'd go ahead and I'd put 8 in this row, and then I'd put 8 in this row. And I'd count up how much all of that was together. So if I had 8 here, that's 8. Okay, then you'd go ahead and put 8 more here and 8 more here. Okay, how many would you end up with? Well, you would end up with 24. Okay, if you counted 8 plus 8 plus 8, you would get 24. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 8 is 24. Or, in multiplication, as we would say, 8 times 3 would be 24. Now, another way that you could set this up is you could set it up so that you have, instead of 3 rows of 8, you could have 8 rows of 3. Okay? So however you set it up, you're going to get the same answer. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for my 8 rows, and then I would just go ahead and I would start putting 3 in each row. Okay, I'd have 3 in the top row, 3 in this row. If I were to add all these up, or just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would end up with 24. Or I could skip count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Okay? Or I would write 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, whichever way you do it is okay with me, but whichever way you did it, then you're going to draw those counters right on here. Okay, some of you may be able to skip the step of counters, alright? If you don't need the counters, that's okay. But if you want to use them, or you feel like you really need them, that's fine too. I'm going to leave that up to your choice, but if you're not getting the right answers, we'll definitely take the counters out and help you see that. So then you would just draw it. You would say, oh, okay, 3 boxes of scented markers with 8 in each. I would probably go 1, 2, 3, and then I would come across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in each row, and I would have 3 rows across with 8, and that would be that. Or I could go down, just like I showed you how to set that up, going down. So you just draw for me what you did with your counters. And then you read the problem. How many boxes? It tells you. Okay, each box has 8 markers. Put that in there. How many markers in all? That's what you want to know. That's your question mark. Right there. Okay, and then you write the answer down. What we came up with for an answer. Okay, the unit, what it's in, and then the number model. Okay, you put that right there. So essentially, for your in-class work today, you've got these 3 problems to work on. And then for your homework tonight, cool thing about your homework is it's pretty similar to what you have in your work for today. So for this, it says make an array with counters, mark the dots to show the array. Okay, essentially it's the exact same thing, except there's no story that goes with it. So those of you who finish your homework really quickly tonight and want to do some extra math, please write a story that goes with each array. Okay, and that can be counted for your math minutes. Alright, for those of you who are getting this pretty easily and you want to do a little bit of extra with it. Few extra problems down here. Now up here it says for the next few weeks, look for pictures of items arranged in equal rows and columns or arrays. Look in newspapers and magazines, have people in your family help you, explain that your class is making an arrays exhibit. I'm not requiring this from you, but if you see some cool things arranged in cool ways that look like arrays like this, feel free to bring them in and share. Okay, that would be great. We can put those right up. So this is Everyday Math lesson 4.2, and it's about multiplication number stories and also arrays.